Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays the Legend of Heroes Treasure Cold Steel. I already did this part of the game literally just a couple minutes ago, but realized I completely forgot to have my microphone turned on. Anyway, I thought about just doing a voiceover instead of redoing the whole gameplay, but there are a few things that I was talking about that I feel like I could do better, and it'll be easier to voice over some of the in-game events with actually doing them. So anyway, we'll go ahead and go forward. The last time I did fight all of these monsters to add them to the notebook.
I figured there'd be monsters around. Be careful, everyone.
Got it.
This time, we're not going to spend the extra time to do that because I already have a save game for in the future with all of that done, since I already went through all of it one time. Oh, could this be? You got it. This is the Eponagrass. Eponagrass? Oh, it's lovely. I assume we can just pull out the entire thing? Yeah. We just have to be careful not to damage it. Here, allow me. Guys carefully pulled out the Eponagrass. Received Eponagrass. Well then, that's one down. Only 4 remain. Let's get back to searching then. I need to readjust my mic here too. But yeah, anyway, since I've already fought all these things and I'm just going to reload that save anyway, there's not really much point in fighting them all again and just spending all that boring time doing it. If you guys don't like that and you do enjoy when I fight all of the monsters, like you enjoy seeing the combat and everything, just go ahead and leave a comment letting me know, and I shall do that in the future.
It's a treasure chest!
But anyway,
Wait, give us your blessing.
there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. One of them,
Second form.
the first one we'll talk about, is the Highlands.
It's my turn.
We've been learning in the game,
Fire!
kind of loosely,
Leave it to
somewhat
me.
loosely at least, about the connection between the
They're open.
Empire of Erebonia and the nomads of the Highlands.
Here!
But
We should be safe now.
considering there's a lot that happens in these games, and it can be kind of difficult to follow and remember all the details sometimes. So as we are continuing through the games, I'm going to try to re-explain things so that some of the details can be more fresh in the memory banks when they do become relevant. So 250 years ago, the War of the Lions occurred. This was basically this was a war between essentially all of the princes of Erebonia. I don't remember exactly how many of them, but there's a large number, like 5 or something like that. But before the War of the Lions, before the Civil War that fractured the empire, Emperor Dracos, or not Emperor Dracos at the time. Oh, whoops.
It's a fight they want.
At the time, he was just Prince Dracos.
Here we go.
I don't remember the exact details. We'll come across them later. But basically, for whatever reason, he did not agree with how things like the political climate in Erebonia, or he didn't want to have anything to do with nobility and royalty or something like that. So he basically renounced his status as a prince. No, he didn't like officially do that, I don't think. But he essentially renounced his status as a prince and went to Nord. And for several years, he lived with the nomads, Gaius's ancestors, growing...
Isn't this the way to...
This path leads to the stone circle you saw yesterday.
building up friendships and everything with the people of Nord. And he grew some very strong friendships with them. So, as
This monster
this
seems
is all
dangerous.
happening,
Be careful.
sometime several years into all of that, the emperor at the time died, or I don't remember the circumstances of how he died, but basically he died, and there was a dispute. We'll get through this cutscene real quick here first. Wow, they look even bigger up close. So this is the stone circle we saw on our way to settlement yesterday. I'm still surprised by the size. Well, like I said yesterday, these were supposedly placed here over 1,000 years ago. Some say this used to be some kind of ceremonial site, but we don't know much more than that. I can't help but wonder how they could possibly build something like this without the use of modern technology. I think it's that sense of mystery that really enchants people. Yeah, so for whatever circumstances, the emperor passed away, and there was a dispute as to who would take over, the throne. So the princes all started duking it out because, they couldn't solve their problems like civilized people. And things progressively got worse. And eventually, news of this massive civil war that was going on reached all the way to Prince Dreykels in the Nord Highlands. Once he heard about it and heard of how people were being treated and everything that was going on as a result of this war, he decided that he would return to his homeland and keep it from being destroyed by people trying to gain their own control over it. So he did just that. He built very strong ties with the nomads, and since he essentially renounced his royalty, he had no army. So a lot of the warriors from Nord volunteered, and I think actually requested to go with him, because Erebonia was like a kind of second home to them through proxy, essentially, and they wanted to help their friends save his homeland. That makes 5, I believe. Is that enough, guys? It is. Let's make our way back to hand them over to Amr. We should get them back to him as soon as possible so he can help the horses. Agreed. So, yeah. So he returned with the army of Nords, and something, I don't remember the exact circumstances again, but Leanne Sandlot, who was like the previous lord of Legram, or like maybe related or overseer or something. She had some sort of tie with Legram and the family of nobles there. I don't remember the exact circumstances of everything, but we'll come across that at a later time, so that's not too big of a deal. But she met up with Prince Dreykels and decided to join him in the fight as well. And so they took the fight to the princes and
It's enormous. Stay
successfully took over Erebonia. And at which point Prince Dreykels became Emperor Dreykels.
Is this the way to the watchtower?
Yeah,
Just keep heading along this path.
And ended the War of the Lions. So this is the Imperial Army's watchtower. It seems like they've got the bare minimum in terms of facilities and armaments. Still, it does have that imposing look you'd expect from a military base. Though the atmosphere doesn't seem especially tense, the building itself appears relatively new as well. Well, yeah, it was only built around 3 years ago. Bare minimum or not, it still looks kind of out of place here on the Highlands. Anyway, let's get a better look inside.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, so this guy right here, as you're coming up here, you can get a thing from him. I found this book in the boxes I was moving earlier. Seems a shame to just toss it, so why don't you take it? Received Red Moon Rose Chapter 6. But because of his relationship with the Nords, he basically, well, not even basically, he declared them eternal friends of Erebonia. So Erebonia would always see them as allies, and if any Erebonian emperor ever broke this treaty, they would be going directly against the wishes of Emperor Drycles, which it doesn't mean that somebody can't come along and break that treaty, but with how highly everybody in Erebonia, nobility and royalty alike, regard Emperor Drycles, the likelihood of that is very slim. And he did that to kind of protect his Nord friends. Oh man, I'm bored. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to be Zatz, would you? The one and only. Hey, you're those students from Thor's who are here on a field study or something, right? So what can I help you with? Actually, we came here to bring you something from the settlement. Oh, something from Kilt then, right? Please tell me it is. Looks like he can't wait to get his hands on what we've got. He must really be looking forward to it. Nah, yeah, you could say that. Kilt's presents are just about the only thing we have to look forward to out here. Thanks a bunch for bringing it. Handed over food parcel. Oh, how I've waited for this. Thanks again. Oh yeah, since you're come all this way, how about I show you the view from up top? Might be useful for that field study of yours. Really? That sounds great. Are you sure we're allowed? No problem. Besides, Lieutenant General Zex said to do what we could to make your stay a good one. Here, I'll show you the way. Aha, well thanks. Oh, that view. Maybe low-res JPEGs and textures and stuff, but that's a really nice view. So that's the Republican Army's base. That's the one, though as you can tell, it's not exactly a massive outpost. For one thing, the bulk of their forces are made up of tanks, and tanks don't do too hot out here on the Highland terrain. That's true. And yet, they built a base up here anyway, just to keep up appearances. It's like a staring match between two stubborn children. Useless. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Still, lately we've had airships from both armies cruising around here, so we can't let our guard down too much either. Dots. Dots? Still, if you ask me, the chance of anyone starting a war in a place like this is pretty near zero. Anyway, relax and enjoy the view while you're here. Chances like this don't come along every day after all. Thanks for showing us the way. We're grateful for the opportunity. Glad to hear it. Oh yeah, would you mind giving this to Kilt when you get back to the settlement? Received Erebonian wine. What might this be? Oh, just a little something from me for sharing her things with us. I'd feel kind of bad if I didn't at least try to give her something in return. I understand. We'll be sure to pass it along for you. Thanks. Yes, and the other thing is,
Let's get going.
there's this kind of thing, so Eastern culture has certain tropes that tend to be used in just about everything. Anime, light novels. I mean, light novels are what anime tends to be based on a lot of the time. Well, rather, mangas are based on light novels and animes are based on mangas. Sometimes light novels are based the other way. You know how it works. Anyway, there's several tropes in Eastern culture that are used in pretty much everything. And one of them seems to be how kids, like someone 15, 16 years old, is like the absolute most powerful person in the world, and everything would go to complete literal burning hell if it wasn't for that one 15-year-old kid that can stop everything. It's, you know, in some cases I like it, but there's definitely
It's a fight.
more than a few people I've talked to that don't particularly like that whole trope and everything. And that's one of the things where we haven't really seen it yet, but the Legend of Heroes series does a great job of not overusing. So all of these kids in Class 7 are extremely talented, extremely powerful, and definitely above your average Joe. But
Okay, it's safe for now.
that's compared to the average person that's maybe 5 years older than them. Not the average person that's decades older than them with years of military experience and such. Like, these kids are ridiculously impressive, but somebody with decades of military experience can easily overwhelm them. And you'll see it a few times where there are older people in their 40s, 50s, even older, that have to step in at times to show, to like help them out, to bail them out of situations and let them go do whatever it is that they have to do. And it's a good dynamic that they make, because you definitely want the characters you're playing to be super powerful, badass characters, but from a...
Well, here we are.
Let's go meet with the Lieutenant General.
From a narrative standpoint, you don't want... You don't want that too much. You want the things and events and powerful people and people that make change to make sense. You want it all to make sense. Thank you for coming. Haha, looks like you were able to get a good night's rest after your long journey. Yes, we were. Thank you for your concern, sir. And thank you again for preparing those horses for us yesterday. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule for us. Oh, no need to thank me. It was the least I could do to welcome Gaius back to his homeland. Thank you very much. I wouldn't have been able to enroll in the academy if not for your recommendation. I'm truly grateful. Really? It did seem like the two of you were no strangers. I can hardly imagine the circumstances that would have caused for a nomad to meet an Imperial officer. Haha, it does boggle the mind, doesn't it? But actually, I owe a great debt to Gaius. He saved my life. Seriously? We first met around a year ago, back when I took up my post here at Zendergate. While out on an inspection of the Highlands, I found myself surrounded by a pack of wolf-like beasts. Then, out of nowhere, young Gaius comes galloping in, spear in hand, to pull my ass out of the fire. What a way to meet. It was like a textbook definition of acting without thinking. No, you should be proud of yourself. There I was, on the defensive, cautiously gauging my best course of action, when Gaius barreled into the fray, all alone, and fought off a lot of them. And this was a year ago, back when he was just 16? Unbelievable. That sounds just wild enough to be a true Gaius story. Anyway, that's how the Lieutenant General and I first became acquainted. He's the one who wrote me the recommendation that allowed me to enroll at the academy. I saw a lot of potential in you. Figured it would be a shame if you were never given the chance to realize it. I'm glad to see you again, guys. As am I. Anyway, let's move along to business. Are you ready for me to explain what I'd like you to do? Ready when you are, sir. It was just something about hunting down a dangerous monster that's been sighted around here, right? Indeed, it's a ferocious beast and a dangerous one. I've had reports coming in from people being attacked on their way across the Highlands. It does sound like the kind of problem that's best not ignored. Is it possible to send the army after it? My first thought was to do exactly that. Unfortunately, it never stays in any one place for too long. As such, we were initially unable to pinpoint a specific location where we could mount an operation against it. When you consider how vast the plains are, hunting a target that's constantly moving isn't an easy task. You said initially, though. Does that mean sharp thinking, Miss Milstein? Several days ago, we managed to discover at least one of its haunts. And right as I was about to draw up plans for an operation, I was informed you'd be paying us a visit. I figured a good battle might be just the right kind of mission for your field study. Ah, so that's how it happened. Would you mind telling us where we can find the monster, sir? We've tracked it to the basin that lies east-northeast of Zender Gate. Though it's always on the move, it appears to linger in the area during this time of day. I'd like to ask you to head there right away and exterminate it for us. Understood. Leave everything to us. We won't let you down. Excellent. I'm counting on you then. The basin shouldn't be too far on horseback. Take care. Understood, sir. Alright, we're looking for a basin east-northeast of here. Let's get going then. Quest. Return to Zender started. Yeah. So, in the Trails games, like, there are a number of people that are more powerful than the main characters. Like, a number of people. And they...
Let's get going. Yeah.
Spend a lot of time trying to develop the younger talent that's coming into the fray, which is really appreciated. It makes narrative sense. A 16, 17-year-old kid should not be powerful enough that they can defeat anything and everything, including people that have literal decades of military experience. And are just as powerful, if not more powerful than them. Like, it just doesn't make sense when that happens. So yeah. The other thing that they do a really great job is character growth. Like, they use that to their advantage. They use the expectation of these kids being so powerful to their advantage and show some real growth, and not only ability, but background and story and individual character story as you progress. Like, they really do a great job building up that dynamic, building up each character individually. I'd say that's the monster we came looking for. The Lieutenant General did say that it was spotted around here, and at this time of day too. Yeah, let's make sure we're fully prepared before engaging it. Understood. You won't let the Lieutenant General down. Totally forgot. I did this last time, but we need to switch over the weapons. Whoops. Ah, yeah, sure, whatever.
Be careful, this one looks strong.
This one looks strong. Since it's the boss fight, we're gonna go ahead and battle scope it. Ah, it's the wrong one. Whoops. Total waste. Thunderloach, an infant fish capable of producing electricity with its feelers. It may be young, but it is still deadly.
Go.
Thunder Quaker, an ancient fish capable of producing electricity in its own body, can char foes within a wide area.
It's my turn.
Yes, it is your turn, Gaius. Oh, yeah.
Whirlwind! To me!
But, so, in these games, Green is definitely my favorite character, but Gaius is, like, he's definitely one of my favorite characters. Gaius is freaking awesome.
Fire! Now!
His, like, everything from his base character, like the type of person he is, to his abilities. Like, he is just, like, top tier character.
It's my turn. Here!
It's my turn.
And I really cannot wait until we get farther into his storyline.
I can do this. Fire! Is everyone okay?
Right. Looks like that takes care of our task. Seems so. I hope this will go some way toward repaying the debt I owe the Lieutenant General. My, how gracious of you. Well, I'm happy for you. Let's return to Zender Gate and report our success to the Lieutenant General. There's something I think I saw in the background there that we're going to have to go check out. So we were able to defeat the beast. Excellent work. I really appreciate your assistance. The winds allowed us to prevail. So it seems. Here's a reward for a job well done. You've earned it. Received Speedbreaker. Decent quartz. Thank you, sir. Always glad to be of service. Even had we not prevailed, the troops here would have made short work of the beast. Perhaps so, but I appreciate your assistance nonetheless. Even against a monster, I'd rather avoid deploying soldiers. Mobilizing troops tends to alarm people. Sure, we may have been able to defeat it, but this was a better outcome for all concerned. I see, that does make sense. He really seems like a skilled leader. I'd heard of One-Eyed Zex and Evander School of Swordsmanship before, but yeah, it's not hard to tell why he's a celebrated military general. Back when I first met him, he really changed my perspective on the Erebonian military. I can see why now. Regardless, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm sure your field study here will be an invaluable experience, and hopefully a memorable one as well. I wish you the best with all your remaining tasks. Thank you, sir. We'll do our best. If you'll excuse us then. Yeah. Now, go check out that little thing I might have spied in the background. This is the first time I've played this particular Trails game on a, what is this, 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. So, like, you see a lot more of the game than if you're playing on a regular 16 by 9. Like, this is a 21 by 9 aspect ratio. Like, to look at all of the stats and stuff, like, I literally have to, like, turn my head. It's awesome. I love it. I can never go back to a normal monitor again for gaming. It just, like, I could maybe go back to a flat panel as opposed to the curved one, but for not only gaming but also productivity, I don't think I can ever return to a standard aspect ratio monitor, or even like just having two monitors put together as like one monitor, because then you have the border in between. That is something up there. Interesting. I never noticed that before. I wonder what those are. Antennas?
Yeah.
Green little... They don't look natural. Maybe they're runes? Parts of runes or something? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and return to Gaius's little village and turn in our quests, and we'll end the video there. Pick up the next video with talking to Gaius's family for lunch and advancing to, I believe, the evening time. That's another reason I love the North Highlands. The music is really awesome. Of course, I say that like I feel like almost every new place we go to, so I guess it's just a Nihon Falcom thing where their music is just freaking phenomenal. Like, Nihon Falcom, they don't hire external people to do their music, except for like the people that do like the intro singing and everything. Like, so the first Call of Duty, the very first Call of Duty game, had great music, but it was Michael Giacchino that did that music. He also did the music for the, and still does, for the Medal of Honor games. If you don't know, Michael Giacchino is responsible for the music in Alias, the 2009 reboot for Star Trek, Inception. I think Inception. He's got a pretty big list of music that he does. Welcome back. Seems like you all made it back in one piece. Yeah, no issues here. Can you check to make sure we've collected the right thing? Sure, give it here. Hand it over upon a grass times 5. Yep, these are what I was looking for. Thanks a lot. You've saved me the hassle of getting them myself. It was our pleasure. Are things coming along well in the regards of making the medicine? Yep, all I need to do is add this grass now. Granted, I still need to wait until it's properly mixed in, so it'll be a while until it's ready. It should be done by tonight though, so I'll make sure all the horses have it then. Thank you for the hard work as always. No worries. Oh right, can't forget to give you your reward for helping out. Received sent. Thank you. Much appreciated. You all deserve it. Well then, good luck with the rest of your tasks. Quest. Turning over a new leaf completed. But yeah, so Nihon Falcom have their own sounds team that composes their music. I assume they do it like they don't have enough people to have like a whole orchestra. And if you listen really closely, you can kind of hear it. Definitely sounds like it's electronically composed music, but that doesn't make it any less good music. Oh, did you deliver it already? Yeah, the soldier we talked to was really happy about it too. He even asked us to deliver this to you as thanks. Green handed over the Erebonian wine. I always tell them there's no need for thanks too. I'll let the men have this tonight then. Right then, you all saved me a bit of trouble. It's not much, but please take this. Received red beast flesh times 2. Received white beast flesh times 10. Did I say red beast flesh times 2? That was times 10, not times 2. We can't possibly accept this. Oh please, there's no need to be modest, you've earned it. Anyway, I wish you luck with the remainder of your field study. Thanks, Kilt. Quest delivery to the watchtower completed. And with that is as far as we are going to go today, because there's going to be cutscenes, and if we get stuck in the cutscenes, we're going to be here for another several hours. So, yeah. Well, not several hours, that's an exaggeration, but still. I love the cutscenes, but planning videos around them is actually kind of challenging, not going to lie. When you're trying to keep them down to 30 minutes, and a single cutscene can easily take 30 minutes, it makes it very difficult. But anyway, as always, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.